You gonna finish up the milk, Mike?
Huh?
You finish up the milk? Will you finish up the milk?
Yeah, I'll finish it.
Okay. I don't really need it, so. Well, he already ate the rotten sandwich.
Yep.
Good night, buddy.
Could be an interesting ride.
Oh, Banjo. Good night. Good night. Yeah, well, he stops to vomit. Shit himself all over the place out there.
Run over a cat.
Huh?
Or run over a cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or that. Yeah. Let me know when 1,000 is bad luck. What's this wee shit? Okay.
All right, boy.
All right, good night, Mike. See you next week, maybe. We'll see. Don't forget the box.
Yeah.
Wow, it feels warm out here.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not bad at all, considering what time of year it is. Let me grab that on the floor. What is that? Okay.
It was definitely an interesting trip.
That was a weird fucking movie. I didn't get it. I mean, I get the storyline that we're going for, but it's just weird.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out the opening.
But now I understand all the old TVs and the old cars and the old shit. It's Detroit. They have no money for new shit, so that's what they have. Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out. No headlights, no brake lights, mufflers, no mufflers, or what the fuck is all over the fucking place until you said no inspection. It's like, oh.
Somebody told me Florida doesn't have it either.
Could be. Could be. I don't know.
And the old rat trap piece of shit. Take your money to register it.
I don't know.
Off you
I mean,
go.
oh, the cars look pretty good down there.
If it rolls, it goes.
That's definitely Detroit. You can get the occasional nice car, but
And probably a Canadian visitor.
who knows?
Fucking ruins everywhere, and no one even has the money to take them down.
Even when they burn, you have the pile of rubble.
Yeah, that's it. Like the one in the middle of Carmel. I'm surprised that hasn't disappeared yet. I wonder what the holdup is. Usually they're pretty fast in that area.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The coin dealer was telling me about that.
How'd you get your coin?
No, the one up in the paper. And it was a little article, and I said, I know this place. So I went there and asked about it, and they were telling me little bits and pieces of it. And they said it was, I don't know, 1900, I think, or something. This is not hard to find in Connecticut. And they said they were going to gut the house, and they called up some antique recovery people, and there's nothing in there but the wood. They said, okay, they said, we'll come get the wood and whatever else, and they one by one started ripping everything out very carefully and meticulously, and they got about halfway through this one little thing, and boom, all the coins came out.
Yeah, well, you know, in the old days, people, especially after the Depression, people did not trust banks. Before 1900, people didn't trust banks because they remembered the Panic of '93. And it took a while people to start trusting banks again, and then you had the Great Depression.
And it was short-lived.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said they found Indian head pennies, dollar, everything. Everything was
or
in
it could
there.
have been
Everything was in there.
a kid's stash.
No, that wasn't a kid's stash. I was.
Oh, it was a serious amount of money.
It was a lot. Silver dollars were in there. All kinds of shit was in there.
And the problem is that people die.
Mm-hmm.
And for a while there, 1919, 1920, they were dying rapidly. So there was no time even to tell people where the hidden stash of money was, you know? During the influenza epidemic.
So they kept on going. They did the rest of the house, but they didn't find nothing.
Oh, yeah.
But they searched through in the wall,
yeah.
except for that one wall.
I guarantee you there are hundreds of millions of dollars worth of treasure hidden all over the place, just in this country alone. Considering that people have been hiding shit since the dawn of fucking time.
That's how they find the Roman coins.
Yes, to this day they're still finding stashes of Roman. But you got to remember something: the Roman Empire was around for thousands of years. All right, our country is barely 227 years old, whatever it is. The Roman Empire stretched for thousands of years. They weren't, just here and then gone tomorrow. So that's a long time to be accumulating wealth and hiding it. Generation upon generation upon generation.
Some gladiator got his paycheck. You're free. Here's your money.
Yeah, they stash it, get killed, don't claim it, it's hidden. Found by accident with someone digging a cesspool 3,000 years later. Not 500-600, 3,000 years later or something like that. But look at the Egyptians, like how long they were around, They're building pyramids 4,000 BC, for Christ's sake, and hiding shit all over the place. Problem with modern times is we no longer have substantial types of money now. Our money is no longer silver, so who cares? In 500 years they find a stash of coinage, it's just going to be crap, And paper money, that has to have the right kind of storage to survive. House fires will burn it up, whereas gold will just melt and you get out of the rubble. Mice will chew it up, make nests out of it. Bugs will eat it. Dampness will destroy it.
I've seen pictures of that, mice.
Well, the biggest problem the drug dealers in South Florida have is they accumulate so much cash, they can't smuggle it out of the country fast enough, and storage becomes a real problem because the fucking rats start to nest in the goddamn shit. I'd love to have that kind of a problem myself, but And it's not just coins, there are things that ended up hidden away in past times that were of no value then that are of tremendous value today, like that copy of the Declaration of Independence or those movie posters that were in the walls used for insulation. Yeah, in 1930 nobody gave a shit about those things, so they just stuffed walls with them to keep the cold air out.
Hear about the church that found the painting in the attic?
Oh, that happens all the time. Churches are loaded with artwork.
They what it was an artist from around 1880, and his works were actually decent, but they had one that was considered total fucking porn, and she was half topless, only half, and they, around the turn of the century, get this, put a bed sheet over it, and get it out of here, and they lifted up the attic. Well, finally, in about 10 years ago, they went to go clean the attic out, and they had it appraised, and then guess what? How high can you count?
As high as some dumb rich fuck will pay for it.
That's right. And they said it was one of the missing or an unknown work of art from definitely from this one guy, and they said it was way fucking up there, a few $100,000. So of course, new church. Yeah. That's what happened.
Oh yeah. Look, people are pack rats a lot of times. You get a house that the same family's lived in for 4, 5, 6 generations. That's got an attic and a barn loaded with shit, packed to the rafters. And when they start picking around or something like that, God knows what they're going to find, That happens all the time. Precious baseball cards like the story you were telling, coin collections, old watches, works of arts, Chippendale furniture, stuff like that nobody remembered was there because the people who put it there are 5 generations dead. They crack open an old chest in the attic, there's a Continental Army uniform in there, shit like that. All the time. But money is the one thing everybody hides. Especially like during the Civil War, for instance, how many families buried the family silverware and they never came back? And never told anybody where it was. Or just buried money. And they didn't want to be traveling across country with a giant bag of gold, so they hid it. Or they're afraid it might be confiscated by the Confederate forces, so they buried it.
Where's the cops?
Yeah.
Again, there's so much. Wonder what's in the houses. That's what the hidden in the walls.
Cool. when I was cleaning the barn, I found soda bottles and shit from the 1920s or earlier in the walls of the barn. They've been there since that time, bottled in Brewster, New York, and those bottling plants are long, long gone. I don't know how many of those bottles might be left, but
what was the name of the bottles?
I don't remember. Dig them out again and take a look. I
wonder if there's any coins thrown into the not the reservoir, the pit there.
Oh sure, thousands I'm sure over the years, but nothing of value. I mean, we're talking nickels, dimes, pennies. Remember, that's only been full of water since 1901, so it's really nothing of huge value in there. You know, no one's throwing any gold doubloons in there or something like that.
Well, it's not like it's a public wishing well where people have been throwing shit. You know.
But money would have made its way in there, in the cars, in the garbage that went in there, stuff like that. People swimming. It happens. But you're never going to be able to recover that.
Yeah. That would have to be drained almost to nothing, right?
They have to dredge the bottom mud, which they may be doing. At least in limited locations.
What's the lowest that thing's ever been?
It only goes up or down about 1.5 feet. Doesn't really change.
Big plan for St. Patty's Day.
I'm not doing that. Oh, Terry gets drunk on St. Patty's Day. She'll be face down on a carpet before you know it.
How's she gonna go to work?
She's not. She's gonna call in sick.
That's what she said she's gonna do?
She doesn't have to say it. I know that's what she's gonna do. That's what people like her always do. Slackers, drunkards, alcoholics.
That's like the trick people do in the old days, like 20, 30 years ago. Now they just simply say, I'm taking my day off.
Yeah.
The day of or the next day. They all know. So where's the watering hole?
Who knows?
Jane's all like, you want to go get a sandwich? And I'm like, well, she's like, well, I got all these specials. I see one for like $2 and $3.99. I said, well, would you like to know the difference between the $6.99 sandwich and the $1.99 sandwich? What? One is like gnawing on a spare tire. You spend another couple of $3 and you get you a nice cut. I said, that's how that works.
Yep.
My mom said when I was little, I said, what's the difference between, and she says, like gnawing on a spare tire. That's what she said. Never forget that. Or you can pay another couple of more dollars and get the nice sandwich.
Yeah.
That's all fatty and
Yeah.
What my grandma used to call it, green beer, pastrami or not pastrami, corned beef and potatoes, and she'd call that a 3-course Irish meal or something. She had a name for it. She was pretty bad.
Funny because I had an Irishman one day, real Irishman, tell me once that in Ireland they actually celebrate it with American beer because Irish beer sucks or something like that. He said, I started laughing.
God.
So they like to serve it warm or something, and it's
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
said American beer is much better. So only the tourists ever go to Ireland and drink Irish beers. So I don't know, whatever.
So yeah, so you go over
They're
there,
much more serious about the whiskey, though.
Oh, that's some hard shit, let me tell you. God, yeah. Call my Lush ride up and see how she's doing. I was gonna call. She usually calls me right around the 15th.
In fact, I just reading something. I don't know who sent it. Maybe Mike sent it to me online. It's a story about God, what the hell group? A Protestant group in Ireland that they were battling the IRA 100 years ago. But in 1914, they took a shipment of arms from Germany, secret shipment. And they found 10 or 15 of those rifles in a cupboard in a clubhouse that hadn't been opened. You know, some dungeon down there hadn't been opened in so many years, no one knew they were there. They open up a cupboard one day looking for something else, and they find all these dusty, cobweb-covered old rifles and shit. They haul them out, and all kinds of ammunition. That's what they're for. That's what they were there for. You know, hidden stash from way back when.
What could you get in 1914 from Germany?
They were a collection of Austrian Steyrs, German Mausers, surplus German Army Mausers, and some other shit. I forget what.
What kind of condition do you think they were in?
They're very good condition, just dusty.
How much would each of them be worth?
Probably about $400-500 on today's market.
That's it?
More than that because of what they are and where they were found. Yeah, those particular ones were a lot more because of the history attached to them. It's documentable, but you know, a normal one, if you went to a gun show and found one, they're not a highly sought-after rifle. You know, the Mauser is, yes, that's probably about $800, but a Steyr, not quite as much. They really haven't caught on. They're a straight pull rifle. They haven't really seriously caught on too much.
Were they any good when they were new?
They were serviceable rifles. They worked.
Scene of crime here.
The Orangemen. The Orangemen. Yeah, the Orangemen with the Protestants and the IRA, which was the Catholics, and they were battling each other. The Catholics wanted the British gone. The Orangemen wanted the British to stay.
Mm-hmm.
It was an extremely violent time. Everybody was armed and everybody was killing everybody else.
World War I, did any of that stuff quiet down?
No, it increased.
What about World War II?
That too. You know, because the anti-English side was more than happy to ally themselves with Germany. The hell with Irish neutrality, but the Irishmen wanted to remain, you know, the Protestant side wanted to remain with Britain. And on the side of the Allies, or at least neutral. So they were battling it out until very recently. You know, there's an uneasy truce over there even now. You know, technically they're not killing each other anymore, but, you know, it's like a hair trigger away from it. The Troubles.
So what you doing in this warm weather this last week?
Working my ass off. I'm cutting trucks, loading trailers, cutting iron.
Nice weather for it, huh?
Oh yeah. I gotta work with a torch. I'd rather do it now than when it's 90.
I had to talk her into turning the heat down.
I turned it off.
I said, Jane, that
Oh,
it's set
yeah.
for 70 and 75 in some ways. I'll tell you, I'll make you a deal. You keep it as hot as you want in your room. I said, out here in the living room, I said, we got to put this thing down to like 55, 60. And I said, you know, and if it starts getting colder at night, all right, maybe we'll put it up to 60. But I said, that's it with the 70 and the 75. That's it. You know, fling the door open. It's like, yeah, geez, you got to go outside and cool off, you know?
Well, she's old, Scott. You know, she feels the cold. She needs it to be that hot.
Oh my God, we go to so we went.
And
to
it is her house. You know?
Well, if we go to it's called Independent Court, and that's where Ed is staying. So we go in there and you walk by all the rooms and everything. Then you go to open up his door and it's like, holy shit!
Oh, he's in assisted living now.
Yeah, for the stuff he does it for the winter, and then he goes back in the. He wants to go back now because of the what do you call it?
Yeah, because it's warm.
And then of course Karen was all mumbling about that. She, oh yes. Anyway, guess who's on the will?
No idea.
Crackheads and meth users.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Why?
Well, these are cousins that Ed doesn't know and never met, and this is who he picked to put. He's got it all scattered through because he's got no brother, no kids. Brother had no kids. It's just him. So now we start with the first and second and third cousins, and that's who's all on there. And they're all.
Well, it's his money. If he wants to leave it to the drug users, that's
where it's all going.
He might as well just take the money over to the drug pushers. He's give it to them now. It's easier, you know?
That's where it's all going. They're all going to the meth and crack dealers and users.
How do you know these people are doing that?
we know. We know. Pretty fucking bad because I've seen it. Last couple times I was up there, I went to the family reunion, and if you want to call it that, it was like this one house, and a few of them showed up, and Karen pointed them out, and they look like fucking crackheads, but that's who's getting it all. She was pointing them all out.
Oh.
Jane's not happy, neither is Karen, and I finally said, joking, I said, I'm not trying to sponge any fucking money here. Why don't you just throw me just like a little? I felt maybe my mom told me go up there and just straight up ask them, tell them on the balls of my feet, and just say, look, blah blah blah. And I don't want $1 million. Just give me something here. They'll probably cut me a freaking check. I don't have it in me to do it. And I said, Jesus, brother. And that's fine. Then I told Jane. She's complaining. I said, well, then why'd you have to tell them you got your money back from the scammers? Tell them cut a check for $100 grand and goddamn give it to me. I ain't gonna do drugs and gamble that shit away.
Or talk them into giving it to Wounded Warriors or something like that.
There you go. And I said, give it to me. I said, give it to a good cause. I'll spread the joke. I can't do that. Yeah, I said, give it to the crackheads so they can light up their meth and do their crack. I said, yeah, don't give it to me, whatever you do. Oh my God. It's just like awful. Who's the woman that left $9 million to the cats?
That was Helmsley, wasn't it?
Helmsley, yeah.
It was a dog, I think.
Oh yeah.
A little dog or something.
I thought it was cats.
Yeah, maybe it was.
God.
I don't pay attention to what those people do.
And then you got these people down in New York City that spend anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000 on their pets for the medical, the dental, and the grooming. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, God, what they won't do for their pets.
Jim Roll was at the reception after the funeral. His son's in the Marines. His oldest son stationed in Kuwait right now. He's on his third year. He's a designated marksman. That's one step below a sniper. Apparently, he's going to get out in a year, go to school on a GI Bill, or if things heat up, if a new president gets in there and things heat up, then he plans to stay in and participate in whatever's going on.
Should have heard Ed and Karen on that one. Well, she's gonna fix everything, and she's like, yeah, really? We're going at it.
Yeah, she's gonna fix it, all right.
I said she's gonna shrink down the military and ignore ISIS and tell them, don't you worry.
You know what? If that happens, then it's gonna be deserved.
It's my mom. My mom said 8 years ago. She said, I hope this country gets everything they fucking deserve. That's what she said.
If we are going to spiral down and have a collapse, I'd rather it happens while I'm still able enough to participate. I don't want it to happen, when I'm so decrepit I can't do anything. I'm just going to sit there or become a victim or whatever. I want to participate in it. Let's bring it on. Let's end it. Let's clean fucking house.
You should have heard Karen. She said she's she's going to get in there, and her first announcement's going to be to the Middle East saying, don't you worry about nothing. Yeah. You people are all safe. And
sooner or later, we're going to go off the rails in this country. And when it happens, there are people responsible for tearing us down, and we're going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You're going to push us to the wall, and we are going to start killing you. Brutally. Old school style. Not just you, your whole fucking family with you. Just to make sure the poison stops with, there. Because if these fucking progressives make us become that, then I have no problem at all being the avenging fucking angel of hell, because I'm gonna be pissed. I'm getting older, everything fucking hurts, I'm pissed off. Push me, and we'll see what happens. Start some shit. You know, as far as I can see, the only hope we have of avoiding that is Trump getting in there and doing what he says he's going to do.
Which I think he was
starting. He can't reverse the trend, but he can start reversing the trend. He can start putting things back on even rails. Enough of the bullshit that's destroyed our fucking country completely. We've never been like this before. Even in the worst of the Cold War's excesses, we were never $20 trillion in fucking debt to communist countries. Our enemies, for God's sake. We were never threatened by fucking, you know, this ISIS crap and these fucking Al-Qaeda terrorists. That would have been dealt with extreme fucking harshness years ago. We would have just fucking destroyed their countries and be done with you all, you know?
She was laying into her. She's like, so you're just a hardline Democrat. You don't care what the hell she says. She's going to let the whole country go to shit, but you're going to give her a vote.
People are finally starting to realize that it's not one party or the other. It's both fucking parties.
Oh, yeah.
And they all need to go. All of them.
She said that, too. She said they both suck. So
we have a country being led by people whose only profession in life is running and attaining public office. Nothing else. They have no other fucking skills. They have no nothing. Or if they had other skills, they've left them behind for just a lifetime of sucking on the government dick, on, you know, living off of the rest of us. You know, politics is supposed to be something not politics. High office, you're supposed to be something you attain to serve, then go home. You know, you do your time, you do your bit, you move aside for someone else, and so on. It's not supposed to be a goddamn profession of a lifetime. You're not supposed to become a senator or congressman and be there for 50 fucking years, building your power base higher and higher and higher. No. That is not the way it's fucking supposed to be. Not how it was designed to be to start with. Our government was never really designed to have political parties in the first place. That's why it's so fucked up now. And why nothing fucking gets done. So throw them the fuck out. Kill them if you have to. I don't care what you do. Get them all out of there.
That's what they're all afraid of. Trump's going to go in there and fucking fire everybody. That's what they're all
He cannot fire United States senators and congressmen. Only the voters can do that. But he can, you know, he can do things in the executive branch, yes. And he can set a tone. You know? He has that power to set a tone. That's what the president's biggest power is.
Said his first order of business is go over there to the fucking Middle East. And
well, that's our biggest fucking problem. Once we settle the problem of the people trying to kill us, then we can turn our attention to our problems at home, of which there are many. But we can't do anything about that until we finish the fucking problem of the people outside this country who want to harm us. However brutal, you gotta just basically take off the shackles, tell the military straight out, we don't care what you have to do. Just do it. Finish it.
Yeah, and then he said he's going to close Gitmo and set them all free.
Yeah.
And I go, there you go, good. All is forgiven.
Yep.
Just let them go. She says, what do you think? Well, I agree with that. I said, oh God. I walked out of the fucking room. I said, yeah, there you go, Jane. I walked out of the room. I said, good, let them all go. Let them all go. There you go. It gives you a heartache even trying to talk to her about that. It's
yeah,
like, oh,
well.
shit, you know.
The progressives set up a fucking educational system that churns out that kind of shit. That just regurgitates the party line. They don't even understand what the fuck they're saying half the time, most of the time. That's what we need to get rid of.
Oh, you can copy going somewhere.
Yeah, on patrol probably.
appoint for the new Chief Justice in the court there?
No idea. They haven't even really got to the battling stage on that yet.
God, there's a lot of fucking cars out tonight.
Well, it's nice weather. It brings people out, you know. When it's cold and nasty, damp, raining, snowing, people stay home. But when it's milder weather like this, they're out and about.
Fall back, spring ahead.
Yeah.
So what time is it now?
Your clock says it's 12:56. I guess it is.
I didn't change it yet.
I think a lot of modern ones do it automatically.
No, that don't.
In that case, it's 1:56 in the morning. It's almost 2 o'clock. Had another one of these cars come in today.
Oh, yeah.
Transmission.
How many miles?
I didn't look.
0304. This is the 03 to 05.
Yeah, something like it. It's just like this. Must be the same year, right? They all look pretty much the same. I'm supposed to pick up another one right across the street. Not from me, not from the shop.
Oh, I was gonna say. What?
Yeah, up in Hillcrest and there through the stone pillars. Turns out there's a woman lives there I went to school with. She's been living there 2 years. Didn't even know she was there. Yeah, she didn't look familiar to me. She mentioned she was talking to Dave about, you know, because I guess she knows Dave's wife or some shit like that. She mentioned went to Carmel, graduated in '87. I said, well, you went there with Mike Zubak and Pat Esposito and so on and so forth. Oh, I know. Patty fixes my daughter's car all the time. I know. Yeah, I know. And I said, yeah, did she said, you must have known my daughter's father, James Beeland. I said, yeah, I went to school with Jimmy Beeland, and I haven't seen him in 30 years, but
Yeah.
and I said, well, that's because he's been dead for 20. I said, oh, geez, he OD'd.
Oh, God.
Well, you know,
How old was he?
20 years ago, I guess he would have been in his 20s and early 30s.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is, he was a party guy. I remember that much about him. And you either get lucky enough to skate through until you hit the age where you start to wise up and stop doing that stupid shit, or you die young of overdoses and stuff like that because you're experimenting with crap and it happens. Unfortunately for him, he never made it to the age where...
What was the your graduating class? How many?
85.
So
I don't know how many people were there. Quite a few. I don't remember.
So out of 85, how many are left?
God knows. No, not 85 people. It's 1985.
That's what I mean. What was the graduating class?
I don't know the number. It was over 100. I know that, but I have no idea how many. Over 200 maybe. Carmel's a fairly big school, so I don't really remember.
We had about 30 or 40. I think that's about lucky.
I know at least 20 of us are dead. I know that. I mean, we started dying before graduation even. You know, you had Harry, you had Karen, you know, and they started dropping early, so... God, Harry will be 31 years in a couple of fucking days. Jesus. All right, Scott.
I'll remind you Friday to give Terry her free application to...
Yeah. All right, let's turn it on.